Dear President Trump, let me speak plainly. Your single-handed decision-making concerns me. I currently live in Iraq, one of the 7 countries that you have called for a ban on immigration. I'm a US citizen, but I choose to live here because I believe the path to making America great again, as you say, lies in putting others before yourself. Many of the world's faithful, from Muslims to Christians, Hindus to Jews, believe that the path to a better, fairer, safer, and kinder society lies in the sacrifice of personal ideals so that others' needs are placed ahead of your own. One does not need to be religious to see the value of this. Even the faithless abide by the golden rule: do for others as you would have them do for you. This is the basis on which our system of law is built, encompassing values of justice, equality, and liberty. It's because we care for others that we are great. We took in the huddled masses during famine and war. They came with hopes and dreams and built them in the land of the free and the home of the brave. I know a single mother from Vietnam who arrived to Albany, New York, on a cold February night 30 years ago as a refugee. With her only possessions as her infant daughter in her arms and a letter from a local charity, she has since built her own successful career, a business, educated her daughter to university level, and purchased her own home. I know Sudanese refugees, 2 families together living in cramped spaces in the suburbs of Chicago, working minimum wage jobs to learn enough English and earn enough money so as to gain licensure in their trained professions from their home countries as doctors and nurses. And I know an orphan from Egypt, transplanted to Denver, who has now risen to management level in a national chain of drugstores after years of dedication and hard work. These, and countless others like them, are what make America great. Because we cared enough to open our doors, welcome in the foreigner and the stranger, and give them a fighting chance to attain their dreams. I, too, Mr. Trump, would like America to be great, which is why I choose to live in Iraq. Here, I teach secondary school students at a local private school. By comparison to local standards, my students come from privilege. I won't deny that. These teenagers I teach already have a foot up in the world. But they are likely the next lawyers, doctors, politicians, and businessmen for this country, and will shape the future policies and economy of this nation. You, too, had a foot up in your career when your parents offered you a loan to start your business. And now you hold the pen of authority that will draw up what America will look like politically and economically. It's my dream that the students I work with will be able to look to America and aspire for greatness, either through immigrating there to contribute to American ideals, or, better yet, by staying in Iraq and emulating the attitudes and progress that they see from the States. Iraq is currently being rebuilt by the hands of American teachers like myself, Chinese engineers, Indian doctors, and Filipino nurses. Masses of people have migrated here, of all places, to help build a better world for all. If the leadership of Iraq follows your example and closes their borders to the positive influx of talent and ideas, then the infrastructure that is currently being built by immigrant labor here will decrease and future hopes diminish. My students have been born into an environment that only knew Saddam Hussein's regime, American military intervention, and UN sanctions. They need positive role models, positive policies, to help them understand that the world can be more fair, just, and equitable. However, your isolationist policies are like a big bully on the playground of the world. I, for one, am doing my part to impart wisdom and positive values to my students through teaching them the power of words. Literature, reading, writing, and the spoken word, particularly in English, which has become such a global currency these days, has the power to shape opinions and form ideas. I would like my students to form positive ideas about America and the world they live in, and more importantly, positive ideas about themselves. Sending the message that they are not welcome in my homeland does nothing to help. It only fuels frustration and anger, increases resentment, and devalues self-worth. And so I urge you, Mr. Trump, to consider your role, not just as a national lawmaker, but as an international role model. Because America, I believe, is at her greatest when she seeks to serve others.